listening to Postgrad Depression, where we discuss this week's current hyperfixation. My name's Mariah, and today is my birthday.
My name's Kaylin, and my fun fact today is I think Kanye West should choke on glass.
No,
it's not politics. I just don't like the guy. Anyways, I've been saving that one all week. I've been holding it. I thought about it long ago.
My name's Kinsey, and my fun fact is that I love the way that the new Care Bears was modeled, like the new stickers and stuffed animals. I feel like it's actually better than the old ones.
Just kidding. Today is a bonus episode of Postcredit Depression. And firstly, we're addressing Kaylin saying that Kanye West should choke on glass.
Freedom of speech, bitch.
Oh my...
Yee.
Honestly, I feel like...
I understand what you were saying. It just took me back, so I was like, that is not a fun fact. But I was like, I guess it is. And he is an asshole. You got a point. But I was like, not expecting that.
I don't know. It just pissed me off a lot this week. I was like, that'll be my fun fact.
But he got banned on like all forms of social media.
Bro, I'm sure all y'all saw the tweet or on Instagram or wherever you saw, because I saw it everywhere, about how he went to Skechers. He just walked in. He said, yo, what's up? You didn't see that?
Mm-mm.
He was like, Adidas dropped my ass, but now I'm coming to you for the opportunity for a lifetime.
He said, I want those push-ups, those step-up Skechers.
No, he was like, how about Yeezy and Skechers team up and you sell my Yeezy brand? Skechers is owned by a Jewish company. They escorted him out of the building and told him that, like, they'll never work with him or something like that.
Are you gonna put your homework down right here and not, like, are you gonna remember to grab it?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Isn't that crazy?
That's funny.
Insane. I'm just pulling out my notebook in case I want to say something and don't remember. Not that I ever remember to use it. Kaden calls me out every week on it. Anyway. So today we are celebrating my birthday. You want your sticky note? It's right there with that drawing.
Oh yeah.
Why don't you put it in the same place, Kaylin, huh?
Oh, well, she's supposed to, but she was using that drawing when we met up for our coffee date on Monday.
Yeah, man. Please be gentle with me.
Actually, no. You took a picture of it. You left it on the chair when we cleaned up last week.
Back to being.
So what did we do today?
We went to a corn maze.
Yeah, it was wild.
Dressed as the Powerpuff Girls.
We dressed as some nice modern day Powerpuff Girls.
So, to our listeners, which one of us do you think played each individual Powerpuff Girl?
Take a guess and we'll tell you at the end of the podcast.
I'll give you 3 seconds.
No, we'll tell them at the end of the... We'll give you 3 seconds. 1, 2... No, we'll tell them
at
the end.
I was like a moment of silence.
Okay.
We'll tell them at the end. It'll be funnier then. They can...
Yeah, they can try
Maybe if it's your first time listening, if you didn't hear the other ones, you can try to take a guess by our personalities on the podcast.
But how are we going to tell some of the stories that involve our characters?
She's right.
Just kidding.
Insert 5-second time to guess.
No, they already can guess. They don't need 5 seconds.
Fucking shit.
Our listeners are geniuses.
We need some hotel music, lobby music. No, not a drum
They
roll.
already...
Insert hotel music here.
I'm the hotel
You're thinking Jeopardy.
music.
No, she meant that. We can't use Jeopardy music copyright. Anyway, I was Bubbles.
I was Blossom.
And I was Buttercup.
It was Dandy.
Yeah, so, we went to this maze, and I'm not really one for puzzles.
Any type of puzzles, questions,
I've been warming up to them, okay? I've been getting better at them, being more patient than I was a year ago.
Kenzie just wants to know the answer now.
I didn't even play Breath of the Wild for 6 years because it stressed me out so much.
God, has it been out for 6 years?
Maybe more. I know it came out.
It was like 2016.
Yes, it's been out for 6 years, yeah. Because it came out when I was in high school, so... Yeah, it had been on my list, but I was afraid of the open world and how many puzzles there are. Maybe we'll talk about that game in another episode. But the point is, things like puzzles tend to, make me a little uncomfy at first, but I try to keep an open mind. So we went to the maze, and there's so many cool stuff there. Like, besides
the maze, we were at this whole fancy get-up, man.
They had a zonkey.
They had a pumpkin cannon that neither of you guys saw the pumpkin get shot because by the time you saw it, it was broken.
I'm sorry, did you not hear me?
Are you talking about when we were in the maze?
Yeah, when we were on the tower, they shot a pumpkin.
I couldn't see nothing.
No, I think it broke that time, Colin said, but the one before that, when you guys were filming the TikTok, we saw it. It was literally like, that bitch flew like two football fields.
So when we were in the maze filming our Powerpuff Girl TikTok.
Yeah.
A pumpkin flew over us.
It was insane. I mean, Colin stayed the whole time, but I was like, I'm low-key blind, so like I lost it after it like hit the sky. But I saw it happen. You know, they shot the candy corn, then they count down, and then they shot the pumpkin.
That's funny.
So
Dang.
Yeah. So when we first got there, we
I got us out of the maze though.
Anyways, we'll get to that.
It's chronological. When we get there, we get out of the car. I'm just kidding.
We take some nice pics, because I'm a photographer now. Why was the laugh?
No reason. You take lovely photos.
Well, if we're starting from the beginning...
I didn't like that.
What are you talking about?
You take lovely photos.
It's just a thing at the school I graduated from. Like, a lot of people complain about, let's say you put on your card, like, I'm an illustrator and an animator.
Oh, I got you.
And maybe you don't have, like, the experience to say you were an animator. And you've only done, like, 3 animations, right?
Yeah.
But also, that's, like, subjective. Like, if you are aspiring to be
I got
as an animator, then maybe you are one. You're just a beginner.
I was like, damn, Casey's coming for me. Like, I haven't taken pictures of her the last, like, 5 weekends.
I was just messing.
I'm kidding.
Outside of pictures and our food and snacks and drinks, the first thing we did was lasso.
And we took pictures way before lasso.
I said outside of pictures and drinks. Kinsey and I were in a lassoing contest, and I got it on my first try.
Oh, Kaylin won. She pulled out that.
For those who don't know, Kid is from this more southern area, so like, whose phone was that? Loud as hell.
I don't think that was mine.
It was very
my phone stays on Do Not Disturb all day.
I mean, I don't know, man.
I feel like we're not recording a podcast right now. I wonder whose phone it was. I wonder whose phone was it?
My phone's on silent, so.
It sounded like it was over there.
I know, but can you check your phone for me?
1 minute ago.
It was Kinsey's. Anyway.
Anyways, it was just a very gender affirming experience.
I would really appreciate if you put those scissors down.
I'm just getting the tips that are cutting me. That's it.
Okay.
Stop being distracted. Well, you're interrupting my flow.
I know, but I can't help that.
She yee-hawed me out of the lasso, and
Kinsey did get
I only did it once. I was only able to do it once correctly, and I only got one of the bull's horns. So he would have slipped out if he was real.
They were fake bulls, by the way, everyone.
Oh yeah, they were fake.
They were just fake heads, yeah. Gosh, so we did that. We took pictures on a giant chair. We said it looked like Pottsville.
Yeah, it did look like Pottsfield from over the garden wall. It was so cute.
I mean,
I feel like the sun was hitting the orange leaves perfectly.
Yeah, obviously there's no way for them to time it, but there was something about the lighting and the way the leaves were, and everything was like perfect for fall.
We went
at the perfect time.
I feel like even our pictures won't capture. We're gonna have to add a filter to capture like the hazy orange filter that was just in the air. It was so pretty.
We got an apple cider slushy. Delicious. And then, after we did a few things, like there was this tiny, tiny maze you could do that only Mariah was able to figure out.
The left turn only maze.
Left turn only maze. After that, we walked into our maze. And I was as positive as I could be for that.
They told us what to do if you, like, quote unquote, got lost or you needed extra guidance, which was bullcrap, but they were like, flip this little piece of wood over and you'll see an arrow. And I was like, no one tell Kinsey. And then Kinsey was like, I don't even remember what she said.
Well, I can't even cheat.
Yeah, the lady was rambling.
I was like 5 feet away when you guys were talking to her, and I was like looking at something else. So I was like,
we went to this place and it was like low key, like it was not an area I would ever find myself at on the day to day.
Oh yeah, we were sticking out like sore thumbs.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention we were literally dressed to the nines as these Powerpuff Girls.
I'll describe it. It was very much like a small town movie. Like
these people who go there, the only people that ever go there. Like they don't ever have anyone else. Mm-hmm. The people who work there, like go to the local high school. Their parents are like friends with their other parents, and that's why they work there.
Very country.
Yeah, it's like it wasn't really country, but it felt like that. It felt like a country town.
Yeah, it did. I mean, half the people there were wearing like camo and hot pink, so like you were wearing a white fluffy jacket, and you look like you were from
not even flared. These are
a Bratz doll from New York City.
I know. I'm not gonna lie. There were a couple moments where I was like, I'm getting a weird look from that man, and I don't know if I'm safe right now.
I looked like a Satanist, so.
Yeah, I'd like to comment on the fact that the Sag Leo Rising decided to be Buttercup. It was very interesting, the dynamic, having to see you bring out your Scorpio.
I have a Scorpio Lilith, so I am a part of the Scorpio crew, no matter how far. She's
totally a part of the Scorpio crew.
I am.
If I had to pick one any other day, it would have been Bubbles for me, but
I straight up told Kaylin earlier today about you, where I was like, I have a Scorpio Lilith and Mariah has a Leo Lilith, and if you think about it, because I have a Leo rising and a bunch of fire signs in my, at the top of my chart, I, feel comfortable feeling confident or wearing bright colors or being loud in the room, but I truly feel like nobody understands me, aka Lilith placement in Scorpio, and I want to be mysterious and I want to like lock up that side of myself, and I don't show people that self because I feel like they come to me for things they want from the outside, right?
I don't really know my Lilith, but what is your Lilith for again?
Your Lilith is your like deepest desires, wants, and needs.
Oh.
And like kind of bad parts about you too. So like I feel like I don't show people that side because
that was even worse than the vibrate. Her phone was on loud.
Someone turned my ringer on earlier when they were trying to see the TikTok.
Yes. Anyways, but you have a Leo Lilith, so with your Scorpio and all your water sign jizz at the top, you're all like, nobody likes me, blah, blah. But you have this deep inner want to be expressive.
I fully love my Scorpio. That's a lie. I want to be confident.
It was Mariah that turned my ringer on.
They don't know. I want to be confident when it's convenient. Like, I want to, like, turn on, like, a switch, but, like, at the end of the day, I want to crawl into my little Scorpio shell and be a Scorpio.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think the same thing can reflect how I feel about my chart. Like, I still, overall, majority of the time, act like a fire sign.
Yeah, it's so funny, actually, because the majority of your chart is fire, where the majority of mine is water, but at the same time, it's, like, contradicting that our Lilith is... What is your Lilith?
Gemini.
Disgusting! I'm just kidding.
Anyways, we go to our corn maze.
Kaylin. Anyway, yeah, so we go through the corn maze. Colin's just booking it. Like, he's not even, like, letting us, like, enjoy the view. Man's just walking, and we're just following him.
You have a girlfriend back here.
We're just walking, turning left, turn right. A couple times Colin took us in a full-on circle. Like, you could tell it was a circle once we start walking.
But he's doing so manly confident that he's like...
Yeah, so I was like, I'll follow him, I guess.
Not letting it bruise his ego.
This time last year, when we were talking about the corn maze, I was, like, picturing the three of us going in, like, low-key getting mad at each other and be like, no, Kaylin, this way. No, Kinsey, this way. No, Mariah, you're an idiot. As Kinsey
said that a few times.
But, like, in a more aggressive tone. But the fact that Colin just, like, walked, there was no, like, time to, like, lollygag. He was just like, okay, left, right.
I know, I felt like I was on a corn path. I was like, oh,
and then throughout it, we did 2 TikToks, very funny ones. We will not tell you what our TikToks are, but if you come across them and you can tell it's us. You can guess it's us. But they were really good. We almost lost one of them because of bad signal, like on Kaylin's phone.
Because we were in the middle of a corn maze.
But it ended up being a bad take anyways, and so we retook it because we thought we were going to lose it, and the second one was better.
Yes, exactly. So good stuff came from it. And then we found a big old tower. We climbed up it.
This was funny.
We watched Colin
banged his head on it.
Poor guy. But he got up there first.
And he had fun. It was like a cat when they get up somewhere high and they just sit there for a while.
And we're taking photos, taking silly photos. I
climb up there. Kinsey climbs up there. Then Mariah climbs up there.
Some photos Mariah took of me. I looked like I was on the cover of a
literally like a grunge CD, like some alternative.
Pearl Jam.
More like y'all-alternative because there was corn around
Y'all-alternative. That's what I was trying to say today. That's what I
said to you. I answered you.
Oh, really? I didn't hear you.
That's funny.
I was like, what's that emo cowboy
in the background?
shit?
I was like,
y'all-alternative. I was thinking like, a little Nas. I was like, what is it?
It's definitely like some little Nas X,
Yeah, then we got down from the tower.
And then Kinsey guided us to the end of the maze.
Wait. No. I wanted to talk about how I got down for a second.
Oh, yeah, you can do that.
I got a flashback to Kayla my junior year when she would get off my lofted bed. This bitch is so afraid of falling down. So she's on top of this tower. And you would think that if you're just sitting forward with the ground in front of you, that you would just like turn around real easily, hold the edges. You're still standing up.
To describe it a little
vertical,
better, planks of wood to climb up.
Yeah, like a regular ladder, right? So you would think you'd be climbing down it or up it vertically. Well, Kaylin decides to make her ass perpendicular. I'm talking horizontal.
Belly down
to the ladder and scooches slightly out from the tower. So her legs are like a plank, leaving the platform straight out, dude. And then she decides to start climbing down slowly, and it was just so fucking funny.
Yeah, they got lots of pictures. It was funny.
Did you know today was National Cat Day?
No, I did not know that.
I went to go tweet that, just like, oh, we're going to Pop's out, and I saw that's National Cat Day.
I should rewind. We're talking about bean and chowder the whole podcast.
Sorry.
Besides point, maybe we'll put a photo on our future Patreon of Kaylin getting down or draw an example of what it looked like. But Then after that, we're still in the maze. We still don't know where the fuck we're going.
At this point, I was like, I think we're in the depths of it. Like, we're really getting into it because we were taking some deep turns.
And I still don't know how to cheat because I didn't listen to how to cheat. So this entire time, I did not even know this little tricky trick that they knew.
But, like, the thing is like, the cheating, quote-unquote, cheating system was garbage.
Yeah, explain it, Mariah.
It would be one thing if we came to a fork in the road and we were like, do we go left or right? Let's look at the pole. We were, like, already going right, and we would look at the sign, and it would say, go right. And I'm like, we have no other options besides go right, or if we go left, we go in a circle, where the only answer is to go right. Like, it was not a useful system.
Yeah, we'd straight up, like, there's one time I saw, it was a path to the left. Yeah, and then right fork was directly just corn.
Yeah. I was like,
and it was in the corner. And I was like, I peeked, and obviously...
It was, like, obviously not a real, like, pathway. Even the column was trying to make us go through this weird
Here's what happened is, whoever owns the fucking place, let's call him, like, Grandpa Ford. Grandpa Ford. He said, Timmy Tommy, my grandson, he said, go put them poles out for the guests. And he's, like, lazily doing. He's not thinking. He's not lingering. But he's just, like, going down the path. He's like, here and here.
Given, like, maybe the maze was for younger kids, but, like, there were a lot of adults there. They should be a little harder. There is a haunted one at night. We were not staying for the haunted one because we didn't have time. And I just don't know if I was ready to sign up to be in a corn maze for the first time that was also haunted.
But besides
also, I jumped very bad. So you guys would have been like, Mariah's a chicken. But I don't. I just get jump scared really easily.
I was slandered when we started the maze, saying that I was a cheating whore from my friends. and then I would choose to cheat and almost lie about it too. Be like, guys, let's turn right. And they'd be like, did you look at it? And I'd be like, no, like I just think it could be right. That's what they said.
Because that's Kinsey in a nutshell. That's Kinsey in a nutshell.
That's how they said I am. But guess what? I didn't even know how to cheat.
I was the one on the caboose. And so it'd be Colin trailblazing, Kinsey right behind, like helping make decisions. Mariah was walking behind them. And as we walked by the poles,
I picked up everyone.
She picked up everyone and looked under.
Because I was waiting to see, like,
specifically.
I wouldn't cheat though. It was like as we were already deciding to go right, I'd be like, let me look if we're going the right way, just for fun. And every single time we were right, so therefore they sucked.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, I didn't know how to do that because I didn't listen early on. So
even our first one that was a fork, it was a circle that ended up to the same destination. Yeah. Like to describe it, it's like imagine like a big circle and then there's a bush in the middle. And then, like, in the front, there's a sign saying go around the bush this way or go around the bush this way. But then there's only one path on the other side of the bush.
Yeah, you could tell that it was
dumb.
Circle. But I didn't know how to cheat, so
Kinsey she saved the day.
We get to a point where Colin just didn't know where we were going, so I was like...
I think, what happened is we stopped to spin the little spinny guy, and you were like, I'm just going. And we were like, okay, just kidding. We're not
I was told by somebody that it was my turn, a.k.a. Kaylin told me that it was my turn to make directions. And I was like, fuck, okay. So I started walking in the front, and I solely went off of intuition. I made no mistakes. We hit no dead ends, no circles, and we got all the way out there. We figured it out. And you know what? I had absolutely no hope that we would. I was just trying my absolute best. The way the lady was
talking was like, I was like prepared. She told us to save 90 minutes to be in the maze. If you take away us stopping to take TikToks or take pictures or climb up that tower, I think we were in there for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, probably 30 minutes or less.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's funny as fuck.
But it's fine. So we got the maze, and
we played with some animals. Very cute.
We took those nice pictures with you in the bubbles. They were funny. That little girl was like, "This is how you make bubbles." Like first of all, sweet girl, great heart. But, like, we know how to make bubbles.
It's okay, she's a child, Ma. She said, obviously y'all aren't doing it right.
Sorry, I just don't like children.
She showed us how to make some bubbles.
We saw some animals. Kinsey was flopping, and she's like, this is how you do
zonkey. It. Kaylin was very excited about the zonkey.
Mm-hmm. I was, because I've never seen a zonkey.
Why is it called a zonkey and not a Debsra?
Obviously, because one sounds better than the other.
A Deborah. I think if it was called a Deborah, I'd love it. Like, have you seen that Deborah, though?
What if a girl was named Deborah and you'd be like, that Deborah's a fat bitch or something?
Well, you guys tell your animal stories. I have several to tell, so.
You don't need to tell all of them.
Yeah, I think we should be talking about what we were planning on talking about.
I plan to talk about animals.
You talk about every single interaction you have with the animals?
It's like a list of 2, guys.
We talked to all of them. We watched the emu run back and forth. He was a madman. His name was Louis the emu.
Yeah, he had his mouth open. I think he was trying to kill us.
Bro, Colin was like, this is proof right here that dinosaurs existed. I was like, none of us are denying dinosaurs ever existing. He was. I got a picture of him. He was like this looking at me, then he was like... was like, God. Oh my God.
That's how.
And then that goat thing got in my face. I was trying to take a nice pic, and Kenzie's like, he's trying to eat your cloth of your camera, and I was like, oh, that's wild, my strap. And then I looked away, and he was still in my face. He was like, and I was like, please back up. Kenzie tried to feed the horse. And
did try to feed the horse.
He was like already eating hay, so Kenzie was like, here you go. And he was like,
He was pissed.
Here you go. And then he walked inside the barn.
Yeah, and then we walked away. 2 minutes later, he was already back out.
Yeah.
I was like, leave me the fuck alone.
And then we went to feed the ducks, and they were not paying attention to us, so I started throwing the food at the water to see if they'd come. Didn't work. We eventually got close enough where I could throw it on the land, and they were like, food?
What a waste of money.
It was only $2.
Yeah, it could have been better if like, all the ducks actually interacted with us, but like it was like the one duck wanted the food, came towards us, the other ones were like,
And then he would walk away with him because he was like, I'm afraid too. Okay.
He's like, the homies don't want me to come get that food, so I gotta stick with the homies. Mm-hmm. And then another one of them came, so 2 of them were coming in, but the one did not come. And then he was like, well, I guess I gotta go. That one got no food. That's what you get for your little pussy. You should have followed the homie.
That's what you get, little
and got the
stupid
food.
duck.
You gotta take risks in this life. You have real rewards. You saw food flying out of the sky, you follow it.
Mm-hmm. You follow it.
So while they were feeding the ducks, after I pet every donkey, like cuddle pet, like I was full on like petting these donkeys, had them in my arms. We were friends.
Dusty.
They were dusty. My hands were pretty dirty after, but I didn't care because they were soft. And pet the zonkey. One of the baby goats got out. He was eating the horse's hay. And
I saw this from a distance.
Yes, yeah. I'm so happy you saw it. And I yelled, hey, you get back into your cage. And he stuck his little goat head up. Like, he looked like a little robot while he was doing it. He's like, and then he's like ran back to his fence. And by the way, I was like, I wasn't running after him, but I was falling out. I was like, get back in there. And he was having to squeeze his fat little belly and his ass. Like, he's like one leg over, other leg over. I'm right behind him at this point. I didn't touch him, but I was like,
that's
get in there.
That's the donkey that reminded us of Chowder.
Yeah, and he just squeezes back into his gate with all of his other goat friends, and I'm like, you sneaky bastard.
I wonder how many times a day he sneaks out just to like eat some other hay and like antagonize the guests and then sneaks back in before the owner comes back. And by the way, there's also a guinea that got out, and we were telling the workers there about like all the animals escaping. They're like, yeah, they just do that. They like, get in and they get out. And it was just funny because like where people should be standing, I turn around, there's a goat eating the hay on the people side, and I'm like, hey, you, and he like runs back, slithers into his fence. It was very funny. And then right after he slithered into the fence, this big pot-bellied pig walks up to me like a dog, and it was so sweet. Where's my pen?
So then this pot-bellied pig walked up to me, super cuddly, like, sweet guy, and I started petting him, and I started talking like a dog. I'm like, you good boy, or whatever. Probably girl. And this thing flopped over on its side with its, like, little pig belly sticking out, and I just sat there and I rubbed its belly like a dog. And it was really funny and cute, and I think I just enjoyed it because, like, it wasn't like a normal petting zoo. Like, the animals were really nice, but also just quirky and weird and escaping their things and then, like, running away and then walking up to you. So I liked it better than most petting zoos where the animals, kind of like Kenzie's horse, just walk away and they don't want anything to do with you.
I wish I could feed them. I wish I could feed the emu.
I don't want to feed the emu.
To be like, I wanted the emu to be like
before, and they eat aggressively.
I wanted it to peck my hand.
He wouldn't really bite you, but just like the intensity that they'll come out with their heads when they're grabbing the food out of your hand.
Bro, that man was doing a sprint. He was doing the pacer test.
He would stop, back and forth.
He would stop. He'd give his little 30 seconds and then start running, and then he would stop for a minute. That was a full-on pacer test for that emu.
Mariah got to take a picture of a camel.
Yeah, we got really close to the camel. Kenzie was like, "Don't camels spit?" And we were like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Just kidding." Immediately walked away.
Yeah, I was like, "No, thank you."
So then we go around the back, and they had these little like hoop and basketball games, and then they had one of those hammer things where you hit it and you got to hit the bell at the very top. Which, like, every time I see a TikTok, I'm like, y'all ain't doing it right. And I get up there, and I'm, like, barely making the thing, like, lift off the ground. I was like, this is hard. And I'm, like, going in with, like, all of my, like, capability, which I know the trick now. But I still just couldn't get into it. So, Kenzie tries
Kenzie got, like, a 6, 7, right? Your first go.
Yeah.
And then Ken's like, I got this. Which, like, in theory, like...
She got to a 9 the first time.
And I was like, Kylan could definitely do it.
Like, and then I only got a 9, too. And then...
in my head, I imagine these things like either very difficult or extremely easy. Like before I attempted it, I was like, either.
But
these
we
are
were making it look hard.
Yeah, I always like in my head was like, people are just dumb. These can't be that hard. But then I saw everyone else doing it. I was like, okay, maybe it's like kind of hard.
But I think after you talked about the form thing, I literally went up to a 13, and I hadn't even used all my strength either. So then
I'm like, Mariah's about to blow this out of the water because she's the athlete thrower. You know, like. What's it called? Broke records and shit.
Yeah.
I was like, she's about to blow this out of the water. And in her Bubbles outfit, looking all dainty and girly and shit, she's like, I have and she gets out there, and she, like, swings around the hammer, and she looks like a princess doing it.
But on
like,
the last second, it was like,
BAM!
like, I saw it
the
change.
thing shot up so fast, and it, like,
that was a loud
the bell.
ding. It hurt my ear.
It was, like, ringing really loud. It was like a almost like a jackpot ring.
Dude,
I was like,
that thing flew up to the bell.
I think if I was at, like, a real, like, this was, like, obviously, like, a little janky setup. If I was at, like, a real, like, circus or something with that shit, I don't think I'd be able to do it. There's probably, like, some weird setup where it's, like, harder. Like, I'm sure, like, kids could probably get this one.
Yeah, but, like, I still couldn't get it. So then Mariah taught us the trick. Kinsey got higher. I didn't get any higher because I suck at this shit. And then...
It's all about the swing around in the leg and the follow through.
I kept hitting dirt. I got dirt on my shoes. I was like, I give up.
You're just not as coordinated. We'll teach you the ways.
Colin got on the second try.
Yeah, it's like, because I'm a pro. I mean, what can I say?
Yeah, I mean, you obviously
I knew Colin was going to get it, but I was like...
This is my first time doing it. That's what's wild about it.
But I don't think that brute strength is the only way to do it.
She knows how to throw shit, though.
I think what it is like, my coach used to be really big on, like, not, like, traditional lifting. So I've probably done something that was that similar momentum at school. Yes. So, like, I think that the motion was natural for me.
She did it with ease.
Definitely. I mean, you said you were a thrower, and I only did throwing for one season, but the coach I had, he was like, you use every single one of your muscles in an exact order.
We do a lot of dynamic lifting.
To use the most amount of strength you can to throw it. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not just your arms.
It's all
not
about
just
efficiency,
your back.
yeah.
So, like, when you showed me your little technique of how you did it, I was like, I feel like this really utilized how my body moved in space, and then I could use, you know, my optimal strength for it.
So I'm a genius.
I understood that principle, but again, with form, if you've never done it before, I was like, I would have the idea in my brain, and when my body would go to do it, my body just didn't know the form. It's never practiced it before in its life.
I mean, I've never...
I can't reach it that far away.
What is this? Munch, munch, munch. You look like... This looks like the Chuck E. Cheese thing where you put your tickets in. He's like...
I love that guy. I kind of like feeling it cut my hand as it pulled it away from me.
That noise, when I was a kid, I was like...
Something about that.
That noise itched my brain so good. I was like... Munch,
I used to only search for, like, the long ones. Yeah, the munch, 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 munch. And you're just like...
Do you know what I'm talking about?
It was like...
You're holding the tickets and you could feel it, like, kind of slicing you. And you're like, I like it.
At arcade games.
Yeah, but I liked
when I was younger, so I didn't have a lot of long ones.
But it was a combination. It was a sensory overload.
So...
What the heck were you playing to get the long tickets?
So I always played like.
And you didn't get that many tickets.
Listen, you guys like to say I'm a cozy gamer, and I think the reality is I just like games that I like. I laugh. I think they're fun. When I lose, I get sad. So I don't like to play.
You gotta to win. I don't
like
myself
my mom would give me like bare minimum. So like when you like finish the level, you have to like pay more coins. Yeah. Keep going, and I never want to do that. But like, let's play it now.
Let me answer your question. First of all, you stay off the ones where you play more coins. You find the high payoff, easy to play games like. Almost like the jackpot games, because those will get you.
Yeah, as an adult now, like when we go to round one, if I go to Dave & Buster's, I play the ones with the coin pushers. Where I'm like at a casino.
I like the balloon one.
Serious?
That's how I get the most.
No, I will sit there with the I'll puppy guard the balloon pop one, because that one was easy to me. Pop that balloon, that sucker will give you the jackpot money easy.
When I used to go Chuck E. Cheese as a kid, I liked the spider one where the spiders would light up and you'd step on them.
That one was fun. You're right.
And my mom used to make me cheat at skee ball. She'd be like, Mariah, go up there. And we'd be like, okay. Now they have like covers on it, but we'd be like, okay.
When I was a kid, my favorite, and I forget the name of it, but it was a dinosaur race, and everyone got to pick a different dinosaur. And you sat there, and you hit the button, and you hit the button, and your dinosaurs would run. And
I know why Ken was good at that one.
Why? Did that sound like fapping?
I'm just saying. I bet that risk
I like to sit there
to work
and crush the spiders, and I played the one that you sat that was a roller coaster. Those ones did not give you tickets, but you got to pretend you were on a roller coaster because the thing would move and vibrate.
Yeah, you gotta indulge. I would ride the race horses.
I liked those. What's up?
The rolling ball one, where the ski ball, yeah. I did the most.
My mom was actually really good at ski ball.
I would crawl up there and put them in the middle.
Yeah, she'd be like, Mariah, go up there, I'll hand you the balls, put them in the top corner. And I'd be like, okay, Mom.
Okay, Mom.
But, like, she was good at it. That
Girl,
was
if I worked at Chuck E. Cheese and I saw that shit, I would just let it slide and be like, yeah.
Well, that's why my mom would be like, if you do it, we don't get in trouble because you're a child that doesn't know any better.
Yeah.
So, like, she'd be like, Mariah, go up.
So she exploited you. Perfect.
Sounds all right.
So, are we going to talk about this movie?
No, not tonight.
We're not talking about a movie. This is a bonus part. I haven't even finished the movie, girly.
Kids are sitting here trying to rush the bonus podcast.
You're like, we've been talking for about 30 minutes about our experience
I was
today.
like, all these people are so dumb. I'm kidding. I was like, guys,
I was like, why is she trying to rush me?
It's literally the bonus part, but I want to start it off with the core base. So we can talk about other things that happened this week.
Finish the movie?
In theory. Let's see. Monday,
Hold on, can you think in your head?
On Monday,
do you wear wigs? Like, it's so off.
I went to...
Do you wear wigs?
I went to my coffee date with Kayla.
Do you?
Have you worn wigs?
Have you worn wigs? Do you plan on wearing wigs?
When will you wear wigs?
When will you wear wigs? Maybe.
We went to our coffee date on Monday. Kinsey, unfortunately, does not live around us anymore. But Kayla and I go on this bi-weekly coffee date where one day I'm going to meet the love of my life as I'm walking into this coffee shop or sitting there or just experiencing my life. You know, Kinsey told me this whole theory that if I want to meet the love of my life, I have to go to... I think the actual story was like, if you want to fall in love with this type of person, you have to hang out with where they would be. But it translates to my brain where if I just go to the same place every week, somebody will be like, oh my god, that hot girl just walked in again, and I'm in love with her, because that's how I would be if I was working somewhere and the same hot customer came in every day. I'd be like, oh my god, look at them. I'd be like, the hot guy came in again today. Me simping over Maddie posting on Instagram once a week. I'm like, Maddie posted it again.
She's back again.
So, like, in theory, if we go to this coffee shop every other week, eventually I fall in love.
It's bound to happen.
So we went. I got all dressed up, as I do. Nothing happened, obviously. Otherwise, I would have started the story with that.
That was like such a blue baller for the listeners. Like, did she meet someone?
Nope. But this is the first time Kate and I had to change seats because somebody was in our spot.
But here's the thing: is where we would sit.
It's tucked away behind a pole.
Shut up! Two comfy chairs with a table in the corner, kind of near the bathroom, kind of near like the cups against the wall. But that's just where we were cozy because we're like we didn't want to.
Looking at me like that.
How are you supposed to fucking meet someone if you're in the corner of the room?
We go every... You're telling me there's not somebody else who goes every Monday at the same time we go?
Let me finish. So when somebody was in our seat, we went to the other identical two chairs but
there was
out
a table
open. That is true. And I told Mariah, I was like, no, that's fine. Like you can't send this.
Our water signs are making up this imaginary story in our heads. So continue.
No, it's true. I was like, what?
Oh, because you told me you were like, this is how it goes, Mariah. We sit out here for once.
That's what I was about to say.
I know, so it was like an imaginary story in
our
heads.
Yes. Sorry, I thought you meant I was making it up for the viewers. I was like,
no.
What? But yes, I told her, I was like, you gotta come out. Like we come to the coffee shop every week, but once in a while we sit out in the open seats, and then we would go back to our corners. And then when people start recognizing you, they're like, she's in the corner. Should I talk to her? No, she's in the corner. But then next week you're like not sitting in the corner, and it's like a whole thing.
I show up hot for these coffee dates every other Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
every other
Monday. Because I don't get
it's like this thing where I like to
that's
surprise.
what you get for moving away.
Okay, let's not. I will tell Kinsey what I'm wearing, but I always like to surprise Kayla with what I'm wearing because I do not dress hyper feminine. Nor do I dress.
If looks could kill, Kinsey be killing me.
Nor do I dress nice in general. I'm very much I've been an athleisure person my whole life because I've been doing sports my whole life. Thank you, Dad. But now that I've gotten older, I'm trying to be more confident when I wear, so I make it a point to dress very nice. And it's always a fun game when I show up and Ken's like, I didn't even know you had an outfit like that. I love what you're wearing. And it's this fun little game where I get to surprise my friends. But also, like,
past 2 weeks I was slacking, but then I'm like, I already have a boyfriend. I can sit this one out.
Yeah, Kaylin's just there to be my wingman. This actually all started because you told me this and because you weren't working a lot, so you weren't leaving the house. And I was like, okay, we can kill two birds with one stone.
Mariah's River Rising was like, oh my god. How?
We leave the house. Kaylin will leave the house. I will go out of the house dressed nice because Kinsey said if I go to the same place, I'll fall in love. But also, additionally, we can be productive, so we go to a coffee shop.
I told you to go to a place where there'd be people you'd like. Like,
there's no doubt in my mind a hot person will not walk into Starbucks and I will fall in love. Starbucks is a perfect place.
Don't say that I said just any place. I said, what's the kind of person you want? Where would they be? A.K.A. the love of my life would be in a library.
No, the love of my life would be in a library.
Why can't both our love of our lives be in a library?
The love of my life actually lives in a sewer underneath a playhouse.
Kidsy.
Oh, hold on. I thought you were trying to say that your love of your life lived in an underground city beneath the three walls of... Because Levi...
We're talking about Levi. Actually, the love of my life was in the... Anyway.
Alright.
The love of my life does not exist on this plane. Just kidding.
Mine exists.
I'm just convinced when I finally get out...
Can you start over?
I'm just convinced that when I leave the shitty job, and I'm living in my real world, I might be, like, casually walking somewhere and I might run into someone, or, I don't know. I should be making shit up. It'll happen. Unfortunately, I am a Scorpio, Cancer, Virgo, which is like
the worst.
The worst combination in the world. And I'm not very outgoing, so I will never approach anyone first.
That is true.
But let me tell you, when I see a hot person, you guys are the first people I tell. I'm like, oh my god, I'm in love.
The squeaky wheels gets the oil, Mariah.
Yeah, that's why I always ask for shit. Squeak, squeak.
You were too busy playing your game, but I did make a whole.
Yeah, it sounds kind of funny.
You were too busy playing Genshin, but I did make a whole thing. I was like, I don't need anyone. I fall in love with my friends every day, all over again. But you didn't hear. And then Caitlin was like, that's why you'll never block Kinsey on FaceTime. And I was like, damn it. Well, actually, when we live in the van together, I already told Caitlin, I was like, I'll just fall in love with random people at the van stops.
Yeah, and if you ever need time alone from me, just go walk in the woods.
Or get a hotel. No, you think you can fuck in the van? No.
No, I said it alone time. Like, I didn't mean, like, alone time. I mean, like,
that's how I took it,
She's
Mo.
fucking irritated with me. Pervert. That's what I meant.
And like, if we're living in the van life, we're probably going to be somewhere not near, like, modern hotels.
Yeah, so I'd be like, if you're mad at me, Mariah, go take a walk.
Oh, you meant like
or
that.
we could pack
Y'all
a
might
little
get kidnapped trying to do that,
that
though.
can, like, shut up. We could pack a little tent so if we
I'm
ever get
6
mad
foot
at each
2.
other.
Ain't nobody fucking with us. Anyway.
You're so good, Stinky Butt.
You're so good, Stinky Butt. I'm not mad at you.
I think that the van life will be fun. I think that I already told Kinsey wherever we park the van at, because I'm sure we'll be like parking it for a couple weeks or something like that. As long as I'm able to go on morning runs, because I want to be a morning run person. So this is how I see our routine on the van. I wake up.
New chapter. We're talking about the fact that Mariah and I are planning on living in a van relatively soon, within the next several months.
I imagine we wake up. If Kaylin does not work, we call Kaylin, because that's what we do. We like to annoy her, and we won't be seeing her as much, so it'll be easier to call her.
That's a sad thought. Don't say
we
that.
open up the doors of the van. Kinsey's placing up her shit to do her
Y'all's
morning
first
yoga.
year, we'll still be in Ohio.
What?
No.
Yeah, you park it, work, save some money, then travel.
What are you talking about?
She's staying for the whole year. We're gonna stay in Ohio.
Yeah.
Bro,
No,
maybe
the
for like
fuck
maybe
we're
for like
not.
a week.
Are you gonna come back?
Maybe for the first week getting warmed up to van life, we'll be like, hey, Kaylin, we're gonna go to Hocking Hills.
Isn't it?
So anyway,
two friends moved on in a
Kinsey
van.
sets up her little yoga stuff, because she's gonna do her morning yoga. Like, you do some like sunrise yoga?
Yeah,
Yeah, and then I'll get up, go on my morning run. I'll come back, be like, what want for breakfast, Kinsey?
Wait, I just finished yoga.
Yeah.
This is what we're gonna do.
And like, we'll
comes
probably do
back,
some
it's a
work, because
crime
we'll have like
scene.
some type of job. I don't know what, but we'll do some type of job. Well, we would park somewhere where like there's other people. I'm not letting Kinsey just do yoga in the open field where like someone might murder her.
I feel like the
people do
people's
that.
dangerous though.
Listen, Kaylin.
Listen, at the end of the day, both situations are dangerous. If you're gonna die, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
You're fine.
You
just gotta be
can
prepared.
do your morning yoga. I will
Be
go on my
prepared.
runs. I won't go too
That's
far then.
terrible.
I'll do loops. I'll check in on
I'm not
Kinsey. So
At
you'll
least
be
run
fine.
away, Kinsey. Don't be like, oh, I got.
But it'll be nice. We'll have a nice outdoor setup, because obviously we're not gonna like sit in just the van.
Just the van.
Like, you
Yeah,
just
we're gonna have
there.
like doors that kind of open up with things, you know. On the topic of if somebody killed us, though,
Oh my
something that would stress me out is if, let's say, we're in our outside of our van, right, Maya?
Mm-hmm.
We're hanging out. Maybe we have a little picnic day. We're on a little blanket with, you know, the cats. We're eating. And some rando walks up to us, because let's say we're not in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
We would leave.
No, but I'm saying
Oh,
if
we're not
somebody's
in the middle of
actively
random.
walking up to us, and let's say we're like in some sort of park where it's like not super duper suburban city, but it's not like in the mountains with no one there.
I got you.
And we're chilling there. If somebody, like, let's say it's like a guy on drugs. Let's say it's just a really crazy guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say guy because most likely it'll be a man. If he's coming up to us like speed walking, like he's coming at us with like intention in his eye.
Yeah, like the vibe's completely
like,
off.
what do we do? Because in my opinion, I'd feel so shocked. I'd be like, do I say like, hey, what do you want? Back up, or like if he's coming at that
obviously
intensity,
these
what do we do?
vans do have more advanced. We would have an advanced locking mechanism. There's something we can do.
But you guys are outside the van.
That's what I'm saying.
You're telling me you can't get in and lock the door fast enough? Okay, otherwise our other options are you can own a gun. I cannot. I can never shoot a gun, so that would be impossible. You can own a gun.
Kinsey has gun anxiety as well.
If not, oh, you do?
I do have gun anxiety.
Y'all should bring me along.
I would.
Y'all saw me with that
the thing
lasso.
is, I would learn how to use a gun before I'd leave. I swear to God, I would. If I'm going out with you or ever by myself in a van, there's no way I'm not gonna have a gun.
I could never learn how to use a gun, but other than that,
it scares the shit out of me. But
I think I'm fully capable of fighting someone, man, woman.
But you don't know
I
what
don't
he
care.
has though, Mariah. You know, what if he has a gun? What if he has a knife?
You know, at the end of the day, if I already can't control when I'm going to die, if that's when I'm going to die, I'm going to die. I mean, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do in that situation?
What if he comes after you, kills you, because you were, getting up defending our home, and I'm like, fuck, Mariah's dead, I'm upset that she's dead, and I am now by myself.
I mean, fight or flight does kick in, so, like, after I'm, like, fully conditioned because my morning runs, I'll just book it.
Check your phone, by the way, make sure
I did check on, she said she has to take one of her coworkers home, I told her just keep me updated.
Okay. They also sell those bracelets, they're like these, feminine wear, they're almost like life alerts, but they're bracelets and necklaces. They're kind of ugly.
Has to be a thing.
But no, I'm just saying you can press it and it'll alert the police.
Well,
as a tracking device.
We have our little emergency thing.
But what if you can get to
that's not what she's saying. She's not saying if we get kidnapped. She's saying what if we literally get murdered on spot?
Like, well, I'm just saying.
I'd rather the police be on the way.
After going to LA and seeing just like how crazy people can be, and anybody could walk up to you at any time. It's not necessarily that somebody is this like,
somebody popped a firework right next to us as we were walking by them.
Yes.
You're just saying if a crazy person approaches us.
Yes.
I think that once we start doing this whole van life, we might have to figure out the best route of like what's safe, what's not safe.
So
we'd also maybe might, if we're just hanging out and it's like a weird time of day, we might want to be able to have all but one door shut so that we can, if we need to, get in there and shut the door.
Yeah. Also, just
our
maybe
cat might be SOL, but like. Unless it's Bean. If it's Bean, I'll grab him so fast.
Char would be like, "Why you say phone me phone?" We can't leave him there.
I'm just kidding. Maybe it'll be my new stray.
I'm just saying, we'd probably have to set up some sort of like, literally in the dire emergency, what is the plan? Like, I wouldn't want to like go.
Your dad probably wouldn't let us leave unless we had a plan. He'd be like, "Okay, now what are you guys gonna do if a crazy man approaches you?"
Yeah, like you gotta know.
I'd be like, "Well, Sean, don't know." I mean, obviously we'd have like the essentials like tasers.
I mean, if anything, as long as we always had a weapon on us, like tasers or something, if he came up to us, we could tase the fuck out of him, like literally tase him to the ground and then run.
Question. Here's my logic, and we can cut this too. I'm not even trying to talk about it too long. With your gun argument earlier, you're like, even if I was trained, even if I had a gun, what if they had a gun? You're like, then there's no point. We should just die. Taser. What if he still had a gun? Like, you know what I mean?
At the end of the day, I don't think I could ever shoot a gun. I'm terrified of them.
That's fair. Because if anything, you could put yourself in more danger. Being afraid while handling a gun. You could hurt yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like for me, if I'm in a life or death situation,
you think you could pull the trigger?
I think I could.
Confidently, because like she's saying, if you're even hesitating half a second, there's no point of you having a gun.
No, I swear to God, if somebody was like coming at me and I knew for sure that their intention was to hurt me, I feel like I would. Just out of sheer, I want to live. Not because I would feel good shooting them or, this is the way to go to survive. Yeah. It's just, I think my body would be like, I have to live, so I have to do this.
If they didn't jump Kinsey, and if Kinsey had enough time to form a reaction, I'm not saying, forever, but just enough time to do some things, I think she could. I will say, if somebody came up on me and just started attacking me, I think I'd get into shock, physical shock. But if I could see what's happening and I had time to react, then I could.
I could fight with the bow staff or nunchucks.
Like I said with this example.
Right. Fucking Michelangelo.
No, I mean, I did Taekwondo.
I'm just saying, for me, if somebody was coming up to me, and you can tell when a deranged person is coming to you with weird intentions, I feel like I could do it. Now, if they had jumped me and they got me and I'm actively fighting off, I don't think I could grab a gun and then do something.
What it comes down to is if they had a weapon. Otherwise, I would fight my tooth and nail to defend us.
Defend us.
Mm-hmm.
Right, defend us.
You already know that. I'm beyond loyal. I'll risk my life to save you.
Change of topic. The one thing
my
this
bow
week.
Staff?
Shut up.
Oh, okay.
The one thing this week I wanted to introduce is before I left for Lightbox with Kenzie, I went by the thrift store and found a Webkins. It was the same Webkins.
You went to market. This little piggy stayed.
Don't touch my feet. Anyways, I thrift quite a bit, and we'll probably bring it up once in a while, but I thrift old Barbies, Barbie horses, and anything nostalgic to me, and I found the same. You Bratz doll collector, shut the fuck up. You Squishmallow frog hoarder. You never
you
ran
haiku
love
Nindoroid hoarder.
My costume was
you sleep with a teddy bear, bitch.
I'm leaving the room. How you gonna call Scorpio like that?
You can cut it out. That was funny though.
No, keep it.
bear.
It was the same brown horse, black hair, white star on its head. Webkins that I had. I was like, cute. And Mariah pointed out that it had the tag still brand new on it. So after I think about it a little longer, we'll see if it works or not, and I'll update the podcast.
The thing is, it's like I want you to play it. I want you to plug it in, but I know that Webkins expires after 6 months if you don't buy another one. So it's like I don't want you to get invested in this horse in 6 months and then the bitch die, quote unquote.
You can't like renew the subscription and get to keep it.
I think you need to buy another Webkins. I could be wrong. I mean, nowadays with technology, there might be a more advanced way. Like maybe you can just like quote unquote buy another one. Like just buy the code. The code
works. But then I'm also like the value of it will immediately go down if I pop it off. But also I'm like I'm being selfish.
You know what we should do? We should cut it from the bottom, take it out, take the code, heat it back up. That bitch is just heated on, right?
But I'm saying like,
they wouldn't know.
It's basically taking its virginity anyways. Like it won't. It will be used. It will never be unused.
Yeah.
I might have roasted you, but at least you don't sleep like this. Ricky sent this to me.
Yeah, you sleep like that, bro.
That makes me so upset.
What? Let me see.
Like, my jaw completely relaxed. Like, I'm like...
Every time I take a picture of you sleeping or I've slept over you sleep like that.
I want to kill myself.
I think I got pictures of you
Ricky
like that.
sent this to me, which I already knew he took this of me. Don't
That was you on the plane.
I hate your ass. Dude, I'm always like my neck relaxed. I'm like...
Yeah. Every time I sleep over you, that's how you sleep. You'll, like, on the side, fully, like, out.
Dang. I'm so
How do I sleep,
ugly.
Kinsey?
How do you sleep? You actually do sleep with your mouth open, but I don't know what it is about you when you do it. You know, you're like, and so like you do look like fucking silly too. But like me, like I straight up look like my father. Like I'm like, like
I naturally sleep in like a full fetal position, which I've slept in your bed when like that. But when I sleep with Kinsey, she moves so much that I literally sleep like on my back straight like this. I'm like,
she does.
You sleep pretty peacefully.
Teddy bear on my chest.
Yeah.
And I sleep like this because you move so much. I'm scared if I move that like it'll wake you.
Like this is Maya's face when she sleeps.
Yeah, and I don't sleep like that naturally. But I think that like you just move so much, and you also sleep in the middle of your bed. Does not matter if someone's sleeping in your bed or not. You sleep in the middle of your bed. So there's like a whole foot on the left hand side, and Kinsey's like, I sleep here.
Last time I slept at Kinsey's house, I was in bed with her, and I was like, can I borrow a stuffed animal to sleep with? And all of her squishmallows are precious to her. She's like, no. So I just picked up some random like thing to hold on to. At first I was going to hold on to her. She's like, fuck no, get off me. And then I was like, fine. I turned over. I wake up to her cuddling me. She was all over me. And then I also woke up.
Kinsey's a cuddler.
I also woke up when she woke up and realized, like, it was like a half asleep thing. I could feel her realizing she was on me and like backing away in disgust.
I woke up once because I thought I had to pee. Like I woke up and I remember you were like on half my body and I was like, I can't move.
Listen, guys. Listen.
Kinsey's also fully fallen asleep. Like I was talking to her, like she was holding my hand and everything, falling asleep. And I look over. I think you had like my arm or something.
Yeah,
I can't remember what it was.
laying on your forearm and your hand was on the side of my face. So like I was on the entire part of that.
And I had to. She fully fell asleep, and she's like, I was like, Kinsey, you're falling asleep. I'll go. And you're like, no, I'm alright. It's fine. I'm not falling asleep.
That's all I remember.
I was like, yeah, you are. And you're like, no, I'm not. And I was like, okay. And then we kept talking, and she's out. I looked down, mouth open, asleep.
Shut up.
Shut up. And I had to like remove your arm from my arm. And I was straight up just fell asleep holding onto my arm.
And I was so out that you weren't gonna wake me up even by taking your arm out.
Yeah, you're actually like low key a deeper sleep. Like not in the morning, but like when you go to sleep, you're out.
Yes.
And I'm always like terrified. I don't think I'm not a light sleeper, but I feel like everyone is. So I'm always like I don't want to wake them.
I'm not a light sleeper. If I'm actually tired, you will not wake me up. Unless you have to physically throw me or, like, move me, right? And by move me, I mean, like, shake me.
Yeah.
If you just move me, I'll out still. But when I sleep in Ricky's bed, he's got a really big bed, and he said that there's this constant pressure, like, that doesn't stop throughout the entire night.
It's you.
Where I'm on him, and it's either me being completely on him or pushing him with my legs, but I'm still on his side. And there will be, like, 3 feet right behind me, and Ricky will be on the edge of the bed, and I'll still push up against him.
That is, I have literally been like, if this is the bed, I'm like off the bed, and Kinsey is on me, and I'm like, girlie, you have a whole foot.
You know what's so funny?
Side of the bed.
Is that when I'm consciously falling asleep next to somebody, let's say I'm even cuddling them, I don't have that pressure against them. I'm like at an equal good pressure, right? For some reason, when I'm in that deep sleep, I don't know what.
I think it's because you're low key like a cold baby, like you're a freeze baby, so I think you're like seeking warmth.
Oh, yeah, I like to be warm.
Especially when you were sleeping here with the air, like, right on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like to be warm, so if I feel cold and there's something warm next to me, I like,
I mean, I'm extremely warm-blooded. I'm hot, like, all days, even at night, so it's possibly...
When I remember waking up next to Kaylin, she was so fucking... She was so fucking comfy. That story that Kaylin just said where I said, you can't have a pillow and I don't want to cuddle you, get the fuck off me. When I woke up on her, she was so damn soft. And I was like, I'm ashamed. I was like, because this is actually so comfy. I was like, she's so warm, she's so soft, but I'm disgusted that I cuddled
Typically, though, I do not sleep on my back. At home, when I'm sleeping with my teddy bear, I sleep on my side.
That's funny.
I sleep in fetal
when
position.
You slept with me, you would sleep on your back, and this is when your leg was busted. Yeah. Ripley would always try to sleep on your leg. Like, the most uncomfortable spot.
I'm fully sleeping, leg elevated on, like, 3 Squishmallows, and Ripley's trying so hard to squeeze in between. Remember the one time I slept over, and I think Ripley was pissing me off, and I slept on the floor, and you yelled at me?
Yeah, I remember but the thing is, I didn't feel you, unlike Kinsey, I didn't feel you leave the bed. I just woke up, you were on the floor, I was like, what the fuck, bro? I was like, my leg just hurt, and Ripley was being Ripley.
Mm-hmm. And Kayla was like, you don't fucking know!
Gosh, what a time.
We've
I
all
was sleeping
slept
in Kinsey's
together.
bed. I was sleeping in Kinsey's bed, and Kinsey would literally do... Kinsey would, like, get everything. She'd be like, is your leg okay? You give me, like, all the pillows. You're like, which pillow do you want? Do you want a blanket?
I would, but then I was horrible to sleep with. Doesn't matter how nice I am. I'm just not someone
I think that's why I got used to sleeping on my back in your guys' bed, was because I slept here a lot with my
I shared my Squishmallows with you to cuddle.
Yeah.
When you forget your teddy bear.
It's not the same, because my teddy bear is so old that man's is, like, about 3 feet wide.
This thing looks so
Let me
impressive.
tell you the number one reason why I don't like when people sleep with my Squishmallows. Everybody's got facial oil. Like, oils in their face. So the idea of somebody's face oils going into my pillow makes me mad.
The Squishmallows are really fragile, too. You know what I mean?
That is what I'm saying.
Thin. Like, my teddy bear's old. That man's been through, like, war.
Yeah.
Like, when I sleep on him, I'm like, I don't fucking
You need a bath, Mariah.
So, like, if that didn't exist, I'd let y'all, like, flatten my Squishmallows. I really wouldn't care. But something about my ick, I'm like, oh my god.
They're hard to wash, too.
What'd you say?
They're hard to wash, too. So, like, even, like, getting them dirty, you might not get the same fluff, the same squish.
Same color.
Even I wash my teddy bear. I don't wash as much as I should. I was just telling Kinsey how Kaylee wants to send my teddy bear to that girl on TikTok that redoes the bears.
I wanted to get her like a copy of her old vintage bear. That's what I wanted to do.
I sleep with them, and sometimes I sleep like on top of them. I'm gonna go from sleeping flat to like concave.
Autism.
That's so funny. So what would you guys say is your funniest story about me sleeping weird? Because it's so funny you guys say this stuff.
My funniest one is when I tell people that you literally fell asleep holding onto my arm and I had to shimmy my way out.
I have 2. One shorter.
Actually, that one time I slept over, I think it was Bean, but I was like, it was a ghost. That like slammed my chest. It literally felt like I was sleeping and somebody just came down and went.
I think Bean did.
And I was like.
Because he would jump off the top of my bed frame because there's like a ledge that it makes.
But I remember getting up and immediately looking for Bean, and I was like, it was the shadow walker.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
It was the shadow.
It's because of the mirror. Kinsey had this fucking mirror that was like 4 feet tall, and it was a round oval mirror, and she'd be like, I always have nightmares in my room. I don't know why.
Because it faced my bed.
Because I thrift all these mirrors. And I would sleep over when Kinsey wasn't here, and I would cover that mirror, because something about sleeping facing a mirror like has always traumatized me, even as a child. And I covered it, and Kinsey didn't uncover it for a while. She's like, my nightmares have been gone. And I'm like, yeah, it's because that mirror is fucking haunted. And there was something about, like, she had a bunch of them, little trinkets on her walls.
That one was
But that
haunting.
particular one, just the fact that it was facing your bed, so when you go to bed, you would see it. When you wake up, it was there. It was like some through the looking glass shit.
Yeah, we broke that mirror, too.
We did not break it. We nicely threw it in the dumpster, because we did not want whatever was in it to escape out.
Oh.
So whoever broke it, that's their fault.
That's their fault.
You haunted the garbage
I did.
man.
It was scary.
Do you want the answer to my question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want the answer to my question?
To your question? The first one, and both have to deal with Kinsey being a sleep talker. One, I was laying with her, and she just started screaming in her sleep. Like it was just like, not even screaming, it was more like yelling, like...
Talking in your sleep?
I have night terrors, so I talk in my sleep, and I scream in my sleep.
It was like a shout.
Have you guys ever heard me talk in my sleep?
No.
Oh, thank God I do. Continue with your story.
I'll
tell you a story about me talking to myself.
It's like, I wouldn't say scream. It's not like a horror movie. Like,
I have screamed
it's like,
that multiple times before.
Yeah.
In my sleep.
But like the one time I'm remembering at your house, sleeping next to you, and I was like, maybe like 75% asleep, like mostly asleep. And I just remember you just shouting, like almost like you were yelling at somebody, like, hey, but there's no words. It was just, you were shouting. And it was loud, and I turned over, and you were like...
Are you dead ass? When was this? When you lived with me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then the other time...
I kind of want to know the level of loudness.
like, let's see. For a dead silent room, everybody quiet. Ah!
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like a slight yell.
Yeah, it scared me. Like, imagine being asleep and you...
Is that all it did was, ah? Or did I make multiple noises?
I think you were, like, rumbling after you're like...
Ricky
you were fighting something off.
Ricky tells me I talk all the time to him in my sleep. I go,
yes, you do that shit. I've witnessed a few of those, too.
And Ricky's like...
I was told that I talk about my day in my sleep. Like, I used to yell at my brother in my sleep, but now I was just told I, like, will randomly talk. Like, Shannon was like, yeah, just talk about what you did today, which is fucking weird.
Yeah, I've been told that I actually say sentences as well. Yeah. Like, that I'll say a full-on sentence as if I'm dead-ass awake. And my eyes will be open, but I will be asleep.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so the second one I have to say, I'll try to say it fast, because we're kind of...
Yeah. You can tell, and then we'll end it.
I was living with Kinsey, and my dog just likes sleeping on my roommates. Or my friends. Slept on Mariah's... I was called Busted leg. And Kinsey had this weighted blanket to calm her down. You know, her screaming ass, hold her down while she's getting possessed. And it was big and fluffy, like a dog bed. And so Ripley would always hop up on Kinsey. And it's midsummer, so she'd get really fucking hot. And she's like, Ripley, get the fuck off me. And, you know, dogs will just, like, get up and do it again, even if you're asleep. And... I remember, like, I don't think I was falling asleep, or maybe I was, and Kinsey wakes up, very slurred, like, too, and tells me how much distaste she had for Ripley, and she's like, I never wanted her here to begin with. I fell right back the fuck asleep. It hurt me so bad. I started packing all my things to move out. I moved Ripley to the living room, cried about it.
That's some shit I would do.
Yeah, I cried about it, and then the next morning I woke up and went into Kinsey's room, and she's like, hey, and she didn't even notice that I packed everything in the room while she was asleep, and I was like, what you said last night really hurt me. And she's like, what'd I say? And after I explained that, she's like, I have no memory of that. And I would never tell Ripley that, but I guess, like, sleepy time her was, like, upset about it. Like,
bro, it's so funny, too, because I don't remember zip squat of saying that to Kaylin. I just remember waking up thinking Kaylin had got out of bed to make breakfast earlier, and I was like, what's up, girly pop? What are you doing? And she was like...
I had tears in my eyes.
She looked at me like I literally threw her firstborn child off a cliff. Like, she was so upset, and I was like, dude. But... I've been told by many people, including Ricky presently, that I'm very mean in the morning, or I'm mean when you wake me up.
That's valid.
Abruptly. Like,
I think that, like
a devil possesses me and I will do anything to hurt your feelings.
Yeah, I will say, she's definitely, like, she loves Ripley to death, but you're allowed to be annoyed by, like, certain things that people do or your pets do, and that was one of the things that Ripley annoyed you at, but, like, I think sober you would have never said that to the extent that you did. You said it so mean. It was, like, intense. We can cut that into the story.
Go. No, we can keep it. But I don't know how to close this out, guys. This is our first time doing it.
The bonus pod?
Yeah, I mean, hope you guys enjoyed I forgot this fucking chair reclines.
Mariah almost killed herself.
Hope you guys enjoy the bonus pod, the bonus episode. Thought it'd be fun for people just to get to know us a little more besides us bashing or critiquing films. But we will see you guys next time for actual content. No, we're not doing this. Bye, guys.
Did you get the fart?
Nobody would say bye? Okay.